Hey everyone. Today, we're going to dig into a simple, but honestly, a really profound piece of advice about how we choose the people in our lives, and it all comes from just a single sentence. Let's jump right in.
It's a huge question, right? It's something we all think about with our friends, our partners, in our communities. It kind of guides who we decide to let into our inner circle, and the little piece of wisdom we're looking at today, it offers a surprisingly straightforward answer.
So, first things first, let's just look at this piece of advice in its entirety. It's simple, it's elegant, and you might be surprised by where its real power comes from. Okay, so the quote translates to, "Always in life, choose people's heart is more beautiful than their face." Now, here's what's so interesting. The source, it's not some famous philosopher or a big-name author. It's just attributed to a person. That anonymity is what gives it so much weight, you know? It suggests this is the kind of wisdom that could come from anyone, anywhere, because it taps into a fundamental human truth.
To really get the depth here, we've got to break it down. So let's start with the very first instruction, because it really sets the stage for everything else.
Think about that. The quote doesn't say sometimes or, when it's easy. It says always. This isn't just a friendly tip. It's being presented as a core principle for life, like a constant filter for every relationship we have.
So that makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does it really take to live by a rule like that? It suggests a pretty deep level of commitment and self-awareness, hinting that this choice is one of the most important ones we'll ever make.
Now let's see where this idea goes next. The quote isn't just about passively observing people, it's about actively choosing them. And this next part is absolutely crucial. So the phrase pasand karo means to choose or to prefer. This is huge because it's telling us our social circles aren't just something that happens to us. No, we are the architects. We are making active, conscious decisions about who we pour our time and energy into. Okay, so if we're supposed to always be choosing, then what's the test? What's the criteria? Well, that brings us to the absolute core of this entire piece of wisdom. First up, we have the beautiful face. And this represents everything on the surface. Physical appearance, sure, but also charm, social status, all the things you can see and figure out almost instantly. It's the whole external package.
And then on the flip side, you have the beautiful heart. This is all the internal stuff. A person's character, their kindness, their integrity, their empathy. You know the qualities that you can't see right away? They have to be discovered over time.
And this is where it all comes together. The face is immediate, yeah, but it's also superficial, and here's the key. It changes. The heart, though, that represents who a person truly is, their enduring character. Think about the consequences here. A connection that's built on the face might be exciting at first, but it can be fragile. A connection built on the heart, on character, well, that creates a foundation of trust and support that can actually last. The quote is basically arguing that one is fleeting, while the other is absolutely fundamental.
This chart pretty much sums up the hierarchy that the quote is pushing for. It's not saying the external has zero value at all, but its importance is just massively outweighed by what's on the inside. Our focus, our choice, our preference, it should overwhelmingly be placed on character.
All right, so let's bring all these pieces back together. Because understanding this advice is one thing, but how do we actually apply it? What does this look like in the real world?
Well, this wisdom offers a pretty clear roadmap. It asks us to just pause, resist those snap judgments. It challenges us to look deeper, to look past the shiny surface. And finally, it tells us to actively prioritize qualities like character and kindness, and then make a conscious choice based on those lasting values.
And that brings us right back to where we started. This simple piece of advice from an anonymous person really becomes a profound question for every single one of us. When you build your world and you decide who gets to be in it, what criteria are you using? What are you truly looking for?